Okay, here we are with part 6. Today we're going to talk about rear light bar, rear camera, dome lights, and mirror. In the last video we talked about this front light bar with the EMP mounts. Now today I installed this Seizmic Mirror, which is pretty good. I like it. It does have a little bit of vibration when you drive. I'm going to see if I can fix that. It's mostly the vibration from the Wolverine more than anything. But I'm going to see if I can fix that. So what I did was I got the Seizmic Mirror all installed, and then I put it exactly where I needed it when I drove. Once I did that, then I started installing the rear light bar to make sure that it would be out of my field of view. So if I walk around here now, you can see the rear light bar. You also see the backup camera there in the middle of the light bar. Okay, so what I did was to install that light bar. That's a 37-inch nightlight, and it's an incredibly bright light bar. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 700 lumens, 680 lumens. I'll put a note to what it is, but it's actually brighter than the one in the front because the little spotlight portions, which are only in the sides of this 42-inch, are down the whole middle of this one. I've used this 37-inch before, and it's incredibly bright. All right, so how I did this, I didn't want to drill a lot of holes, or maybe any. These clamps I got off eBay, 4 for $18.95. I'll put the link in the description. And I bought a lot of these. How many did I buy? I bought 4, 6, 8. I bought 12. So I got 3 sets of 4. I got that. I bought M8 1.25 20 millimeter stainless steel bolts. And this is what I did. After trying numerous ways of mounting this light bar, I finally just took the mounting brackets that came with the light bar off the light bar and just went directly into my new mounts that go around the bar. And by the way, these mounts hold incredibly tight. I didn't use the foam that came with them. This light bar does have 4 mounting locations along the bottom as opposed to on the ends. So I used all 4 locations and used a bar on every one of these locations. And then I went into it. What I did was the only thing I had to replace on the light bar was this bolt. It comes with an M8 16 millimeter bolt, and you need to put in an M8 20 millimeter bolt. Then it will work. I used the original lock nut and washer, and then just went right into the nut that's in the light bar itself. It holds incredibly well. It is strong, and I was able, by mounting it that way, to get the angle where I wanted it. With the factory brackets on it, no matter how you turn them, twist them, no matter how you turn these pivot, no matter how you turn these, no matter what angle, you can't get over the fact that it will tilt down. So you have to remove those factory brackets or it's a no-go. So that's how I did that. The next thing I did, I put in dome lights. And what I did with the dome lights, let me open the door and I'll get a closer shot for you. What I did with the dome lights, I took the same brackets right here, and I took rock lights and I put the rock lights onto the bracket. Now what I had to do was I had to notch the bracket right up here at the side. First thing I did was I put the bolt through the front hole on the bracket. Once I did that, I could pivot this light, and I saw where I needed to make the notch. So then I notched this using a grinding wheel so that the wire would sit fine behind it. Once I did that, I centered the light, tightened this top nut, and then I had to drill a hole for the second one. So I had to drill a hole and notch it, and then the bolts went through and it mounted onto it perfectly. By the way, don't, you know, the wiring isn't done yet. Everything's just sitting. This is just for mounting. So They're tilted up towards the ceiling. Mounting location is great on them. I did one for each side. They cover the whole inside of the vehicle, very bright. So that's how I did the dome lights. Okay, then I took another one of those brackets and I used it right here, and I cut it short so that it would fold up behind the light bar. And then I bought a small GoPro, action camera, whatever you want to call it, mount. And I'll put the link. I think I paid $2 from it from China. You can get them on Amazon for $7 or $8. I will put the link to it. It's a little pivot mount, just so I didn't have so much height between the base and the camera. So all of that went really well. Then I sat in the car, looked in the mirror. The stuff that I put on the roof back there, it's just out of my field of view, so I don't see it. If I tilt the camera up a little, I'll start to see it, but it's almost at the roof line anyway, so it really worked out well. I can see good. I have that Android car stereo head unit, or the head unit that I'm making for the Wolverine that some of you may have seen in my other videos. I just have it sitting in here to test the backup camera. And there it is. So the picture quality is excellent on it. It's full screen. If I tap it, let's see. There we go. There's complete full screen. You can see just the bottom edges of the back edges of the dump bed. So it's working really well. It's positioned well. I don't see it in my mirror. So all of that is really good. So the reason that I went with it where I did is because this is the highest point of the roof up here. And I didn't want to go any higher than the highest point of the roof. The front one, even up above, is much lower. The roof slopes upward, and it gets to its peak right at the back. So I didn't want to go up any higher. So that's why I chose to want the light bar there. And I have to say, it fit perfectly. It's gonna, I tried it. I shut the garage lights off and tried it, and it seems to be in a perfect position now. So that's what we did for today. If you need any questions answered, just go ahead and post them. Hopefully next time we'll have a windshield, because I'm going to put in an electric windshield wiper, and we'll get everything done in the roof. And then, oh, one more thing. We will be running the wires. Let's see if I can get you a good shot of this. Let's see, we'll do it from this side maybe. Oh, where is it? Oh, where is it? There it is. Okay, so I've got a hole in the upper cage. That's where all the wires from the roof are going to go. And then they're going to come down. And they're going to come down to right here. And they'll come out, and then there's a plastic panel down here that I'm going to notch out. So it'll come out of here in some loom, and it'll all go in there. So that's where every single wire will run. And I'll do a video of running the wires, how you get all your wires from the top to the bottom, because Yamaha didn't give you too many options. They pretty much sealed off the front pole, so you're out of luck here. They sealed off the back pole up above this, like right at that bolt line. This whole thing is sealed off, and you really don't want to cut that open. So the only place where you could run wires and hide them is going to be in the rear poles. I don't like attaching the loom or wiring to the outside rails. You know, you're going to hit something, it can be pinched. So we'll talk about that in another video. Other than that, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.